To get started, I will be using a half pound of cleaned and butterflied large shrimp, a half pound of beef steak that I have thinly sliced. I'm using a New York sirloin steak. I'm also going to be using a half pound of chicken breast that I have sliced thinly. Next, I'm going to prepare the meat. I will be using 2 large eggs. I'm going to separate one white and yolk from the egg. Now, the method that I'm using to prepare the meat, I used Sue and Gambo restaurant style recipes to prepare my meat. Usually I just season the meat, let it marinate, and cook it, but I like the addition of the cornstarch and egg mixture into the meat because it keeps it really tender and moist. It really gives it that Chinese restaurant texture that I look for when I want to eat lo mein noodles. I will leave the link to their YouTube channel and website if you want to look and see how they do their recipes. It really put my lo mein recipe over the top by using this method. Okay, so now that my egg is scrambled and I've separated the egg white, I am now going to prepare the shrimp. I'm going to add the 1 egg white to the shrimp. I will also be seasoning it with white pepper and just salt to taste. I really didn't measure, I just added it to taste. And if you have black pepper, use that, that's fine. But I had white pepper, so I'm using it. I'm only going to season it with just white pepper and salt to taste. You can add any additional seasonings that you like. And now I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. The addition of the egg and the cornstarch is what keeps the meat tender once you cook it in the wok, and it also gives it that velvety texture. After I prepare the shrimp, I'm going to give everything a good mix, and I'm going to prepare the beef and chicken pretty much in the same way. I'm just going to be using the full egg and yolk mixture for the beef and chicken, and I'm going to season it the same way, and I'm going to let them sit and marinate until I need them. You want to at least let them sit and marinate for at least 15 minutes. Now you might notice that my chicken breast has a darker color to it. I actually had pre-marinated chicken breast in the freezer, so I went with it, but you don't have to use pre-marinated. It's just what I had in my freezer to use, so you want to just make sure you use chicken breast. Okay, so now that all of the meat is prepared, I'm going to work on my noodles. Today I'm using boxed Chinese style lo mein noodles. The other type of noodle that I use are linguini noodles, but I found these at the store, so I'm going to give them a try. The directions basically say to boil them for 6 minutes. I'm going to let them boil for somewhere between 5 and 5.5 minutes. This box of noodles is 14 ounces. Usually I use just a pound of linguini noodles, so you don't have to purchase a 14-ounce box. If you find 1 pound box of noodles, that's fine for this recipe. My noodles have been boiling for 5.5 minutes, so I've drained the water and now I'm rinsing them in cold water to stop them from cooking. I don't want them to overcook and get mushy. Once I finish rinsing them in cold water, I'm going to add them back to the pot and add some sesame oil and just give it a good mix to prevent them from sticking until I need them. Here are the other ingredients. 1 teaspoon of ginger and 3 cloves of garlic minced, onion, carrots, bell peppers. I'm also going to be using around 2 cups of sugar snap peas, green onion, and the whites of the green onion. Now for the sauce, I'm using a 1/4 cup of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I'm also going to be using a 1/2 teaspoon of dark soy sauce. Now the ratio of these ingredients is up to you if you want it sweeter. I just feel like the tablespoon of sugar balances the saltiness of the oyster sauce and soy sauce. And the oyster sauce you can also use with this recipe, I think somewhere between a 1/4 cup and a 1/3 cup. Anything more will be over salted. So here I'm preheating my wok. I'm adding a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm going to let that heat up and I'm going to start cooking my meats. I'm going to start with the beef. And I'm basically going to cook it in this hot wok. You want to get the wok as hot as you can. This is a non-stick wok. If you have a well-seasoned wok, I want to say in the original recipe for preparing the meat, they did add oil to it, but I feel like since this is non-stick, I didn't need to add oil to the egg and the cornstarch mixture. So I'm just going to cook this and take it out of the pan, put it on a separate plate until I need it, and just repeat this for the shrimp and the chicken. Now that all of my meat is cooked, I'm adding more oil to the wok, and now I'm going to add the whites of the green onion, my ginger and garlic, and cook those. Now I want to add this. You can use whatever vegetables you like. Use the combination of your choice. You don't have to use onions, carrots, and peppers, and sugar snap peas. I just like those. If you want mushrooms and bean sprouts and cabbage, go for it. It's going to be your house special lo mein in your home. Now I'm going to continue sauteing the onions, peppers, and carrots. Then I'm going to add the sugar snap peas. Now you can blanch those beforehand. It makes it a lot easier to just stir fry and saute in your wok. But I go through so many steps making lo mein noodles. I just add them raw in the pan. And then I'm going to saute them for a minute, and then I will add a 1/2 cup of water and allow the water to just cook the sugar snap peas a little further so you're not biting into raw sugar snap peas. I find this convenient for me, but again, if you prefer to blanch the sugar snap peas, go right ahead. It does work better. Okay, so my sugar snap peas are cooked the way I like them. The water has evaporated, so now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. Everything is nicely mixed, so now I'm going to add my noodles. Now you don't have to add all the noodles to the wok, but I'm trying to get dinner on the table, so it is all going in the wok, and I'm going to carefully toss and mix everything together. I think the noodles need more sauce, so I made another batch of sauce, and I am adding a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sauce extra to my noodles. Again, the amount of sauce and ratio of ingredients, the way you want to mix the sauce is up to you, but this is what I like. I'm going to add my green onions, give that a mix, and I'm also going to be adding sesame oil to taste. You can add as much or as little as you like. Now it's time to plate my dinner. Dinner is served and I'm ready to eat. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.